Good day, faculty members, peers, and future employers in the education field. This is Kresna Vinis Takayo sharing with you today the core of my teaching beliefs, my simple teaching philosophy. The historical, legal, philosophical, psychological, and political context of education have shaped it. As a pre-service teacher, having an in-depth teaching philosophy that informs our methods is critical. It guarantees that we are making well-informed judgments about how we teach and learn and supports us in reflecting on our views, values, and practices. Why does every educator need a teaching philosophy? It's like a roadmap, helping us know who we are as teachers and steering us toward creating a meaningful learning space. Let us travel back in time and see how the past shaped education. Education has changed significantly throughout time, moving from the ancient Greeks' emphasis on reasoning and critical thinking to the current emphasis on innovation and technology. These past events continue to have an impact on how we educate and how our present educational system is structured. For example, the progressive education movement of the early 20th century promoted experiential learning and student-centered learning, which are still important to my methodological beliefs. Moving on to the legal context, educational laws and frameworks are crucial in shaping our teaching practices. Dedication to these legal statuses guarantees that we provide a secure and welcoming educational setting for every student. For instance, I follow the Americans with Disabilities Act rules to make sure my classroom is accessible to students with disabilities. Next up is the philosophical context. One educational philosophy that resonates with me is constructivism. Constructivism emphasizes that learners construct their knowledge through their experiences rather than simply receiving information from teachers or textbooks. This approach aligns with my teaching philosophy because it allows me to facilitate learning by providing opportunities for students to explore, discover, and reflect on their learning. The psychological context also plays a significant role in shaping our teaching practices. Cognitive theories suggest that learners construct meaning through their prior knowledge and experiences. Therefore, I ensure that my lessons are scaffolded based on my students' prior knowledge and experiences. For instance, I use real-life examples to help students connect their learning to their everyday experiences. Lastly, political influences impact the education system in various ways. In my opinion, as a pre-service teacher, politics should serve as an instrument for good change rather than dictating how education is conducted. In that, I support laws that advance educational fairness and accessibility for all students, regardless of their socioeconomic situations. Now, let's integrate all this context in my teaching philosophy. The historical context has influenced my belief in student-centered learning and experiential education. The legal context has informed my commitment to providing an inclusive learning environment for all students. The psychological context has reinforced my belief in constructivism as an effective approach to teaching and learning. The psychological context has guided my use of scaffolding based on prior knowledge and experiences. While the political context has inspired me to advocate for policies that promote equity and accessibility in education. These interplays have contributed significantly to my holistic understanding of education. As it is an essential aspect of continuous improvement as a pre-service teacher. One particular teaching experience that I will never forget was introducing collaboration activity learning to my students. They demonstrated strong peer relationships, critical thinking skills, and active participation throughout the activity. This experience improved the idea that student-centered learning and experiential education are the best teaching strategies. Generally speaking, a range of contexts such as political, philosophical, legal, and psychological ones have a huge impact on our educational attitudes and influence education. As a pre-service teacher, it is essential to have a well-rounded teaching philosophy that reflects this context while also being flexible, collaborative, and adaptive to real-life situations. Thank you for listening today. I hope you found this presentation insightful. Goodbye!